We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler, live at MEC Basketball Media Day with the first edition of the Chris Richardson Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, guys are getting ready to start the season here in a couple weeks. Talk about the anticipation for the year and your excitement to get out there.
Yeah, right now everybody's excited. Everybody's looking forward to the games. You know, it's been with the NCAA rules, we've been practicing since October 4th, and we've been working out since Labor Day. So, it's been a long time coming, and now we're getting ready to start the next step of the journey, which is competitive games. And while we still have a long way to go, we're excited to see what the product looks like on the floor.
As you mentioned in there, you put a high focus on the defensive side of the ball for your team. Talk about how you're working on that end of the ball and kind of putting that at your forefront this year.
Well, Zach, you're not always going to make shots, and quite frankly, we've relied on outscoring people. And in this league, that's really dangerous because it's the best offensive league in college basketball. So while we've been very talented, offensively and very adept at scoring the ball, a lot of games we've lost, it's not because we miss a shot necessarily. It's because we need 3 or 4 more stops. So we really changed our approach this year into building a core identity that rests on the defensive end and on the glass. So if we can be a really good team defensively and rebounding, we know that offensively we're going to be in a position to win games. But defensive rebounding happens every night, so you got to be able to compete on nights when you make shots, when you don't make shots. Nights you don't make shots, you still defend, you rebound, you still have a chance to win the game. Nights you defend, rebound, and make shots, now you can go from competing to really winning.
And looking at your team, you have a lot of returners on the staff. As you said in there, 60% of your scoring's back this year. Talk about the veterans like Sean Ely, Will Gabbard, how they're going to kind of lead the way.
Yeah, I mean, we got so many guys that have started games, been in late game situations, been in the back-to-backs that you have early in the year, played good non-conference opponents from the Pennsylvania Conference and the CIAA. So we just have guys that have seen a lot of what we'll go through. Doesn't mean that they're automatically good at it because they've seen it. It gives them a little bit better understanding of the preparation and the commitment that it takes and how close a lot of those games are. And so we are going to lean on our experience a lot early. But one thing I'll say about our newcomers is none of our returners, I think, are comfortable in a good way. There's been a lot of competition in practice and a lot of good ongoing healthy position battles going on. But overall, when you know that the guy, whether he's a returner or a newcomer, is pushing you every day, that helps you get better as a team and it helps your chemistry. So we're excited about all of our guys.
And looking at those newcomers you mentioned, talk about some of the guys who might have stood out earlier in the year and kind of how those newcomers are folding in.
Yeah, I think Kurt Harrison, a guy who played at Division I and then went to junior college, 6'8", really strong, good around the basket, and can impact the game both on the offensive and the defensive end. He's been good. Elijah Edwards, who's a West Virginia kid that played at junior college out in Missouri last year. He's a guy that can make shots and can help you a little bit in the backcourt. He understands what it takes. And then our freshmen, we got 5 freshmen. They all kind of bring something different to the table. Each of them has a skill that can get them on the floor. But like I said, we got a lot of competition. So we're kind of excited to see where things go over the next several weeks and months and ready to get started.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head men's basketball coach Chris Richardson. And Chris, talk about the competition here in the MEC. Obviously a bunch of good teams throughout your schedule. Talk about the competition and how you guys are going to attack it.
Yeah, it's a battle every night. Most games are decided by 1, 2, 3 possessions at the most. It's a high-octane offensive league. It always has been. But it's also a league where there's great coaching, great adjustments, great schemes, and most importantly, above any of that, great players. So it's an exciting league to recruit to. It's a really exciting league to play in. When you take a step back and take more of a 30,000-foot view, it's a really exciting league to coach in. But when you're in the middle of it, it's not so exciting because everybody's got guys that can beat you and good schemes and does a great job of utilizing their personnel. So it's a challenge, but it's a very fun challenge.
And last year, obviously played in a lot of close games, got to the tournament, lost in overtime. What do you learn from last season that you bring into this season to get you even farther in that tournament?
Yeah, just we need to be better possession by possession on the defensive end and on the offensive end. Not having empty possessions on the offensive end that results in bad shots and turnovers. Not having possessions on the defensive end where you guard really well for 30 seconds and give up an offensive rebound or a possession where you don't guard at all and they get an easy basket. Teams have to work on both ends of the court for whatever they're doing, whether it's trying to stop us or trying to score against us, and that's got to be the mentality we have.
And finally, you guys getting ready to go here in 2 weeks. In that tip-off tournament, you got two good teams. Talk about your expectations and kind of some of your goals going into that weekend.
Yeah, Bluefield State, they're going to run the Coach Crutchfield, Coach Hallett, Nova Southeastern West Liberty system where they're going to press you 94 feet and try to trap you and speed you up. Westchester from the PSAC is maybe not quite as up in you like Bluefield State will be, but they're very talented, extremely well coached, and they won a lot of games for a long time. So two kind of different types of teams, but two equally challenging teams. We gotta make sure we're in a good place going into those games and take care of ourselves first and foremost. But just excited to get going.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck this year. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started.
Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.